Troy's Everyday Eats brought to you by The Fresh Market.
Welcome back, everyone. It is time for Troy's Everyday Eats, hanging out with my man, Chef Troy, here this morning. I want to hug you because you were making one of my all-time favorite things. You know I love fried chicken. I don't just love fried chicken. I love me some fried chicken. That's how serious I am. And you're going to make that here in just a little while, but I've got to wait.
We are. Well, I've got some done already. We're going to do two different kinds. National Fried Chicken Day tomorrow.
Yes.
So I thought we would do a couple different ways. You know, a lot of people marinate in buttermilk, which is cool. So I thought we would do one marinated, which we're going to use. I'll tell you about those ingredients. Then the other one, we're going to do a dry brine.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to get started. You can see I've already got some done here. I've got some lard heating up. I went to the Fresh Market. I got some lard, and this is
okay. So you frying old school style in lard, not in oil, in lard.
In lard, you have to do it in lard.
Okay.
100% heritage breed Berkshire pork lard. So that's the good stuff. So I got that in the skillet. You can see I got a nice deep skillet. We got that going about halfway filled up.
Okay.
Went to the Fresh Market. Got some whole chickens. I broke them down myself. You know, they've got chicken quarters there and breasts and you know all that. So you can do that if you want. All right. So I got some plain Greek yogurt.
Ah, okay.
And then I made some homemade kimchi. They have it at the Fresh Market.
Kimchi?
Yeah, and I know this is way off base here, but I got some of the fermenting liquid, and what I did was I drained the kimchi, I chopped it up nice and fine, and then I put it back with the fermenting liquid, and then we're going to mix it up.
And basically what kimchi is, it's kind of a Korean fermented cabbage, is that right?
It is fermented cabbage, and I've got a recipe on my website. It's super simple to make.
Okay.
You know, there's a couple different ways you can make it. You know, if you leave it out for the first 24 hours, 48 hours, really gets that funk. That's what this one is. And I'll tell you, when I was playing around with, and I've been working on fried chicken recipes for several years now.
Okay.
And, you know, last year I just kind of said, you know what, I'm going to try this, and I tried it with buttermilk and kimchi. Wasn't quite the same.
All right.
The yogurt just brings this nice little tank to it. All right, so we're going to get this all mixed up. Get this over here.
This is interesting. I've never heard of a kimchi chicken.
It's going to do a couple things. It's going to flavor it, but it's also going to tenderize the meat and keep it nice and moist.
Okay, we got about 30 seconds.
All right, so I'm just going to take a couple pieces here. We're going to save some for the dry brine. Just got some legs. Maybe we'll do a wing. Okay. I got a couple tenders here, and then maybe a chicken thigh. So what we'll do is we'll get this marinated. This has to go for at least 12 hours, but up to 24 hours, and then we're going to take some of it off, and then I'll show you the frying process. But you can see there's two different ways here that you can do it, and the breading is completely different. And we'll talk about the breading when we come back.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that, Troy.
Appreciate it.
I'm so happy you're making fried chicken.
We're just kind of getting things set up. When Terrence was in here, we got things marinated. I've already got a few done. We're doing two different kinds. So this one over here on this side is a kimchi marinated. That's the one we got started on. 8 o'clock, we're going to do a dry brine. A couple things we had to get in order. We got our lard going. We got some pork lard. That's getting to about 325 degrees. This is the chicken that we marinated in the kimchi and yogurt. And when we come back, we're going to make a real super simple breading just out of some stuff you got in your pantry. When you come back on wrapping.
7:42 is the time, and Chef Troy is getting us ready for National Fried Chicken Day tomorrow with some recipes that the whole family is going to love. You got two different kinds for us.
Yeah, in the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to do a dry brine. And we'll get into that, but we're not going to put in liquid. Super simple to do, all the stuff you have in your pantry. This hour, we've marinated in yogurt and kimchi.
Ooh, I love your kimchi. It's the best.
And homemade is super simple, so there's a recipe on cheftroy.net you can get, super simple. But if not, just go to the Fresh Market, get some kimchi. We chopped it up, used the fermenting liquid and the yogurt to marinate it for at least 24 hours.
Something really different.
I'm going to get you started on the breader. So we've got some self-rising flour. We're going to add a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder.
Smell that.
And then salt and pepper.
Okay. And your fried chicken is just so good. Oh my goodness, we've been smelling it for the last couple hours.
And you know, everybody's fried chicken is good. You know, there's just a few things you have to remember. You know, temperature of the oil is important, size of the chicken's important. When you go to the Fresh Market and get your chicken, you know, if you're not going to get a whole chicken, get some of the quarters that are smaller.
Oh, okay.
And then you want your temperature about 300 to 325 degrees before you get started. All right, so here's what it looks like after we've taken it out of the marinade. So what we're going to do now, we'll just do this real quick, so we're already running out of time. So we're just going to take the flour and we're going to bread it one time in the flour. Now this is we're not going to double dredge, but we're going to double bread. So basically, once you get it breaded like that, I usually set it out. Just leave it at room temperature for about an hour.
Really? Okay, what's that going to do?
All right, so what it's going to do is the yogurt and the kimchi that's on there is going to soak up the flour.
Okay.
So now you can take it,
And you're going to do it
and
again.
put it back in there again, and it's going to get, and this chicken over here, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but this is the one that we're doing right now, and you can see that it's just got a little bit more coating on it. So
which is the best part of fried chicken.
For me it is. And you know, you can double dip, like if you do marinade, you can, you know, do, or if like marinade in buttermilk, you can do buttermilk flour, buttermilk flour.
Okay.
So now we've got,
letting it sit out.
The most important thing is just making sure that you don't have your temperature too high.
Look at that sizzle. How do you avoid from getting burned? I always seem to
Well, you just don't stick your fingers in the oil.
Oh,
that's a good start. And always, you know, I've got one of these laser thermometers.
Okay.
You know, and it tells you, okay, it's about 325 degrees. As we're adding this chicken, it's going to lower the temperature just a little bit. But you don't really want it much hotter than that, because what's going to happen if it's too hot is you're going to burn the outside before the inside gets done.
Yeah, that's not good.
So we'll get this start frying up. I'll show you what it looks like when we come back. We'll do the dry brine.
Okay, and don't...
And so this hour we're going to do the dry brine, which I'll show you what that's all about. We're just not going to soak it in water, but you have the same effect. We're still frying our kimchi and yogurt marinated chicken, and I just pulled the drumstick up. You want to make sure the temperature's at least 160 degrees before you pull it out. Looks like we're getting kind of close. I think we'll be pretty good to pull this. We're looking at about 170. So I'm going to go ahead and start pulling these. When we come back, we'll work on that dry brine fried chicken right here on Rising.
Tomorrow, National Fried Chicken Day. Chef Troy here cooking up 2 types of different chickens for us. And this one is like the more dry version.
Well, the one we're getting ready to do is a dry brine. Instead of, you know, putting it in water. Usually a brine is just a salt and a sugar solution in water. And it helps rehydrate the cells. Works. This scientific stuff I don't know anything about, but it works. But about a year ago, we did some fried chicken. I had my buddy Mark Jacksina on. He's a chef over at Earl's Kitchen, and he showed me this dry brine a little while ago, and I tried it, and I liked it. So I thought we'd share. I'm going to get this piece of chicken out. This is our last chicken for the kimchi yogurt marinated chicken.
This is the one we started in the 7 o'clock hour.
Yeah, and it's at 165 degrees, so we're going to go ahead and pull that, and that'll allow our lard to get back up to temperature.
Is that going to be a little spicy? That one's going to have a kick to it?
It's not really spicy, but it's tangy. It's like, because some of that kimchi and yogurt stayed on there when we breaded it. So,
nice.
All right, so for the dry brine, we've got salt. I just use kosher salt, regular granulated sugar, and then some fresh cracked black pepper, a lot of crushed red pepper, and then smoked paprika, which is going to give it this really cool color. And then the only fresh thing I use in there is fresh thyme.
Okay. So, now, if you want to be really lazy, does it have to be fresh?
It doesn't. I just think it really brings something to it. And you'll see it when we bring it out here in a second, what it looks like after you brine it. And it just kind of gets this pink hue color that I really like.
Okay.
So while I'm mixing that, I'm going to have you, we're going to do a little chopped salad. Instead of doing, you know, like mac and cheese and all that.
Heavy side dish.
Because I want to eat a lot of fried chicken. So
yeah, so you got to have something lighter.
Exactly.
Make you feel like you're being a little healthy.
We're going to do a little chopped salad. That's some lemon juice, mustard, fresh oregano, and then we're going to add just a little bit of salt.
Are you just going to shake it up?
A little bit of pepper. You are, actually.
Oh, nice.
And then we're going to add some oil.
Of course, the base here.
So I like going like maybe 2 to 1, 3 to 1, something like that.
Yeah, you don't want it too tangy.
Well, I do, but most people don't.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So make sure that's on, then give it a big old shake. There you go.
Okay.
And that mustard will help emulsify and bring all the oils and stuff together.
Okay.
All right, so for the dry brine, it's real simple. We just got our chicken we got at the fresh market. We're just going to put it on here like this. Now I've got some tenders.
Oh, that's easy. You're just sprinkling it on there.
Well, and we're going to rub it in, flip it over and all that stuff. Now, you got to think, you know, the tenders are real thin, so they're not going to need to go the 12 to 24 hours. So if you want to wait, you know, until the next day to do those, maybe an hour before.
Okay.
Because what you'll notice is that the protein, whatever you're brining will firm up a little bit. Because it's actually kind of working on the proteins, breaking down the proteins.
Now, you said earlier when I was like, you have the best fried chicken, you're like, everyone's fried chicken is the best, but I've definitely screwed it up. So what are some of the most common mistakes when it comes to frying your chicken that people make? Good
question. You know, temperature of the oil has a lot to do with it, but just starting with the basics, it's the chicken itself.
Okay.
Just making sure that you've got the right size chicken. You can't have, that's why there's 2 different sizes. You know, there's a roaster chicken and a frying chicken.
Okay.
Frying chicken is usually 3 to 4 pounds, roasting chicken's 4 to 5.
Okay.
Or a little bit bigger. Let's see. I thought I had some of my other chicken out here somewhere. Oh, here it is.
Did I eat it?
No.
I'm just kidding. It's
so size of the chicken, temperature of the oil, that's the main thing. Like if you get that too hot, like if you get it to 350, 375 degrees, it's going to cook the outside and get nice and brown, too brown before the inside's done.
The inside's not done, and you can't have undercooked chicken.
So this is what it looks like after, you really don't take it out of the brine, you just leave it like that. So everything's already seasoned and flavored. So then we're going to, put it in the flour and get that all seasoned up or floured up. The flour was real. All right, I know we got to roll out.
Yeah.
I'm going to bread this once. These are already breaded. I'm going to put it back in the flour and we're going to start frying it again.
Sounds good.
We're working on our fried chicken. This is the dry brine one. Now we've got in here, the oil's about 300 to 325 degrees. You want to keep flipping it just nice and gently so that way it doesn't burn on the bottom. We'll get that rolled over like that. We'll turn our wing over. Now we're not going to serve this with mac and cheese and mashed potatoes and all that. We're going to do a little simple chopped salad. So I'm going to start cutting up this romaine. When we come back, we'll put it all together right here on Rising.
We are wrapping things up. Fried Chicken Day tomorrow,
right.
So we're getting all the recipes together today, and you want to keep things on the side nice and light.
Right, so we're gonna put a little salad together. You made the dressing, super simple. That was just a little mustard, some oil, some lemon juice. Oh my goodness!
No, look,
and I'm glad the cap was on.
That was lucky.
And then we've got just some chopped romaine. I love chopped salads. And then got a little chopped romaine, little cabbage. How about some carrots?
All the good
because normally when you eat, fried chicken, it's mac and cheese, and or something really heavy.
Really sits in your stomach, and it's summer.
That, and you don't get to eat as much fried chicken.
Oh, right.
Because I tend to eat more sides than I would chicken.
Totally, yeah.
So I want to eat a whole bunch of chicken and just a little bit of sides.
Well, especially tomorrow. It's National Holiday.
That's right. I don't know why they did that so close to the 4th of July, but hey, whatever.
Hey,
I mean, it's not like I need an excuse to eat fried chicken or anything.
Right? Well, we're making one. Okay.
But we need to take that part off as well. What we're going to do is just drizzle this around, and I'm going to have you kind of stir this up. I like drizzling around the side and then kind of pushing the leaves and everything into the dressing itself.
I always pour it right down the middle. See, that's good. It's okay. We're all just a little off after a late night last night.
Well, could you tell I had a late night?
We're always a little off. What am I saying?
All right, so we fried a bunch of chicken. I've got some going now, and some of the tips that we said, get your temperature about 300 to 325 degrees when you start. Definitely going to lower when you put it in there. But if you get it too high, like if you have it at 350, 375, anticipating the cool down.
It's going to burn the good stuff?
Yeah, it's just going to get too dark, and you won't get the inside done before it's just completely burned on the outside. And then the thing I went to the fresh market, I got this pork lard. To me, that just really does the flavor good.
Pork lard.
Now, another tip is, I've got the chicken that I've already fried in the oven.
Why did you finish it off in the oven?
Well, I've got it set as I'm frying I'll put it in there, and I just want to make sure, just kind of keep it warm. But don't close the oven all the way. Or put like a wooden spoon or something in it. Let that steam escape, or all that work you did to get that nice crunchy.
And that's really low, under 200, right?
It's 175.
Okay.
So then that way it keeps it all nice and crispy. So then what I would do. I know I don't look like it, but I'm a salad freak.
You love your salad.
I love salads. I eat salad almost every day. So then let's just see what we can do. Let's just take one of these. Now we did the two different versions. We did the dry brine, which that's what that is. This is the kimchi and yogurt marinated.
Nice.
There you go.
Some different flavors going on there.
So check that out. I would eat that. Actually, I might eat it.
You're like, you get nothing. I'll be eating all of it. Awesome. Thank you, Troy. Full recipes up on our website, WCCVCharlotte.com. You guys want to come in and check this out?
I want to check it out. I want to eat it.
I know. This is torture. We've been having to smell it since like 5 o'clock this morning.
I've got some tenders here. They might still be a little hot, so I know those would be.
I'm willing to dive in.
Yeah, we don't care if we get burnt fingers.
That's the other thing. After you cook your chicken, let it cool off at least 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I even like it cold at room temperature. Hot? Good?
Oh, wow.
I think you got the kimchi one.
Yeah, how do you know? What's up?
Well, I can't now because they're all in your mouth, but oh well.
Oh, no, we got to finish talking.
I guess I'll have one too.
News at 10 tonight with Morgan and Will. The Edge after that.
Oh, that is so good.
Oh, wow. We'll see you back there tomorrow at 4:30.